Parenting is the hardest job, and there is not a close second. Raising high-performing teen athletes or performers? That's a high-stakes job. I'm Nate Crandall, joined by fellow certified high-performance coach Steve Galley. We coach ambitious parents like you, and also your high-performing teens, because when you both level up, connection and results don't just improve, they multiply. Welcome to the Stop Parenting and Start Coaching podcast. We have some burning questions for you.
Is your family a playoff team?
Man, I love that question. What a great mentality and approach to, like, you're like the GM of your family and you look at it and you're like, okay, we got these players. We're good. Okay. We got to work on this. How can we come together? Well, I love the mentality. I love seeing where this goes.
I would love to have a nice buyout clause if I get fired as GM or coach.
What would a family buyout clause look like? Oh, that's a different discussion. Anyway,
that is a different discussion.
This is a great conversation to have, though, because approaching our family with that mentality can help us identify some things that we can get better at. Because the family sets the tone for the well-being of all the kids. There's so much great research that goes into this, and we'll talk about some of that today. But man, what a great approach. How can we help our family to be that level of family, that playoff team?
Well, I know some things that you shouldn't do.
Oh, tell me.
If we were to do a little contradiction audit here.
I like that.
And
that
of
might
course,
have to be a tool.
Wow. Time out. Writing that down.
Oh, the contradiction audit tool?
Yeah. No, I like it.
Do it.
But okay, I experienced this. In fact, we had a team that was really, really good, anchored by one really good player who went on to play 4 years in college. But what was happening in his family, to my knowledge, was actually destroying our team. And we had two very quick exits, first round exits in the playoffs, that was not customary for us. And our team was not as tight, and it showed. It really showed in the play. But I think sometimes what happens, Nate, is you'll have a coach preaching Monday through Saturday, and then in one Sunday sermon at home, the team can get totally poisoned.
Yeah.
And yet parents feel completely justified.
Yes.
Because it could be too, and they might even be right. Maybe there's some inferior coaching that's taking place. Maybe there is, a player on the team that's doing something that's hurting the team.
Yep.
There's all sorts of external factors. Maybe you're playing in one of the best leagues in the state, which I know with the school I spent most of my time with,
that situation.
We were frequently in that situation, and so you just have all sorts of external pressure and challenge upon your team. And then a parent, either through gossip, criticism, they poison your team. And really what they're doing is they're modeling this for their son or daughter, who may actually end up doing the same thing himself or herself.
Yeah, that's such a, this is a really challenging topic, because you don't, like you said, you could very well be right. To me, it always will go back to the controllables. As a member of a team, there's so many things about the team you can't control. You can't control the other people on the team. You can't control the leaders on the team. You can't control this, that, the other. All you can focus on is your attitude, your effort. And then as a parent, am I keeping my focus on my attitude and my effort, understanding how it impacts my son's team or my daughter's team? Because as a parent, I control even less. I'm not in the practice. I'm nothing. But my attitude, my effort does have an impact on their team.
I think most people would agree that team sports are a real foundation and proving ground for life,
Mm-hmm.
and that we're constantly on teams. I would put forth, Nate, that a marriage, a mom and dad they are a team.
Absolutely. That's a great comparison.
How can you model behavior that's poisonous to your son or daughter's team and then still say that you're a team first person and that you believe in the power of teamwork? And you start throwing out all the slogans. Together, everyone achieves more. And what's the dream work one?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. And then you are openly modeling poor behavior by criticizing coaches, playing the blame game with officials, picking on another player. It's so destructive.
So how do we as parents model a better approach? Like, how would we model this huddle in our families to help our kids actually do better in that team environment?
Well, I think one of the first things is just ask yourself, what do we want to model for our son or daughter?
That's a great
Like
question.
when we have discussions about the team, what do we want our teen to take from this?
Yep.
Can we be the adults in the room? And it might be hard because it's quite possible they had us as coaches. You and I might be the coaches, the worst coaches in the world, and running the wrong offense, the wrong defense, playing the wrong players. How do we want to behave in front of our teens so that we're going to model behavior that helps them to be a great teammate to their teammates?
Yeah, as parents, and it's such it almost feels like a roundabout way to get it, but am I functioning with my spouse? Am I functioning in my team at home? And if you're a single parent, like your family's still your team, how are you working together with your kids that you have with you and helping them learn what good teamwork looks like? And if you can set that standard within your team, if I work well with my spouse, if we listen to each other, if we have conflict, but we resolve it in a beneficial way, like the evidence shows that when we do this, it helps the kids so much. If we model collaborating and repairing conflicts openly in front of our kids, the kids are going to internalize the cooperation and the resilience that they see there. And then they take that to their teams.
For sure. Think about some of the challenging situations that any team goes through. Okay, you lose. If we're talking sports, there's an injury.
Mm-hmm.
There are usually multiple injuries. What else?
Losing streak.
Losing streak.
Somebody quits the team. There's some administrative pressure that gets put on the coach. Something, happens to one of the players. List goes on and on.
I would even put in there a winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
Or how do we, as mom and dad, how do we model correct behavior for our teens in all of those situations? I think you have to have a coaches meeting. I don't think it just happens. I think you have to sit down with one another and say, how are we going to handle this? How are we going to, what will the conversations be like when we do hit a losing streak, when there is an injury, when there is some type of controversy and setback? What about when we are on a 5-game winning streak, or we have the big win over the rival? What is our attitude going to be? What are we going to do in a close loss?
Yeah. And having that conversation with your family team beforehand, if you're with your spouse, you have that conversation together. There's so much value that comes from being aligned with your spouse, your significant other. Like, we have some non-negotiables that we're going to get into about this. And I think it's just fabulous. And like, you're hitting really close to one of those non-negotiables now. But the benefits that come out of getting this right, so huge. Like, it blesses your kids in so many ways and helps them be prepared for life, prepared to be a better part of the team, more constructive part of a team.
We're around a lot of families where you'll have multiple kids playing multiple sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking of the younger parents. If you can begin to work on this, because certainly you won't be perfect at it, and we're never advocating that you should be the perfect parent. But if you could start getting this right with your oldest, imagine the benefit for the younger siblings that are watching all of this. And then also just your skills as a parent and coach as you get better as those kids come up. It makes me want to go back and try it again. Maybe.
Well, see that's part of why we do this, isn't it? Because we've messed this up in many ways on both sides of this. Like, we understand that we can bring this, and we don't expect or invite parents to be perfect, but man, you can learn from our mistakes and be so much further along the road.
100%. So should we get to the 5 non-negotiables?
Oh, I love that. I think that's going to be super beneficial.
And I think this goes back to when I was saying that you need to have actual real discussions away from the kids about this. And if you're a single parent, sure, you may be doing most of this on your own. But I would also say, who are the other significant non-parental adults who are in your home? It could be grandparents at time. It could be aunts or uncles. It could be a close family friend. It could be a neighbor. It could be other leaders in your community, your church, whatever. If you explain to those people that, hey, this is what I'm trying to do with my teens. I'm trying to model really good behavior. So these are the things that we do, and maybe even some things that we don't do. But here's some, I think these are fantastic. And if our parents put these into play, they would automatically begin modeling better team work, good teammate behavior. So the first one is you've got to have a united front. So, and I know I did this with our coaching staff. It was totally fine if we had disagreements, but those needed to be in private. And when you were public, when you're teen facing, you need to have a united front.
Yeah. And I think that one's real key for letting your kids or helping your kids to figure things out. You mentioned earlier, you see something that maybe it is actually a problem. If I'm venting to my spouse about that, I can work through that. And then when I'm in public, I can be aligned with the team the way that I need to. It's a very, very powerful one to show that united front. Another one that I've seen and messed up myself is call it triangulation. Don't do it. Okay? Don't recruit the teen to be on your team. Like when it's you, your spouse, and the teen, like you don't want to form a two. I had 2 sisters growing up, and we would do this to each other all the time. I was the oldest. I would team up with the middle one on the youngest. Those 2 would team up on me. I would team up with the youngest on the middle one. It's like nobody wins there. It's just it doesn't breed peace in the home. So avoid that triangulation. Don't team up and go against the other spouse or you 2 against your team.
Bringing back some family memories there for sure.
Yeah, I think we all messed that one up a lot.
Okay, number 3, we call this repair on record. And basically, this is modeling 101, and that is when there is reconciliation that needs to take place, when there is some type of repair, and there will be, no question, there will be repairs needed because we are imperfect humans. Let your kids see that. So let's say you mess up on number 1 and you disagree in public and they see it. Let them see a reconciliation. You have to, something that you remind our listeners of all the time is, as parents, we are on stage 24/7, 365. So they're watching this. So let them watch the repair. That's going to be great for them.
Yeah, I think that's a terrific one. Traditions are huge in families. One of the greatest traditions is a weekly huddle where you come together as a family, you check in, you plan, you're on the same page, you can reflect on wins, just show support. It's a great opportunity to check in on the agreements that you've made to help everything progress forward. And it just leads to some great celebrating together as a family. Wonderful tradition to start the weekly huddle.
I love it. And to finish up, we have some, what we call some debrief don'ts. Or you could also call this be a victor instead of a victim. You should not lead any discussion with blame or excuses. It actually goes against everything that your teen sport coaches are trying to teach them. Hopefully they're trying to teach them that, is that creating a victim mentality is not going to serve them well on that team or in future relationships, future career. So you must decide in advance, we will not lead with blame or excuses.
And a great way to model that as a parent is to invite your teen to share their perspective. Getting everybody's perspective really helps you to avoid that, because when you understand where everybody is coming from, it can help you to avoid the blame and just make positive forward progress.
You know, before you finish up, Nate, I want to invite our parents who are listening to be great teammates with us. You can do that by subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is the name of our podcast, the Stop Parenting and Start Coaching podcast on YouTube. We're also on Apple and Spotify. And if you like what we're doing, want to see more of what we're doing, you can follow me, Steve Galley, on LinkedIn. So, teammate, by the way, you are a great teammate. Except for that one. No, wait.
Aren't you going to ask for my perspective on that first?
No. Okay, take us home.
Oh my gosh. So many places to go, but what a great opportunity for you as a parent to decide which one of these non-negotiables are you going to implement first. Work on the united front, no triangulation, repair on record, hold a weekly huddle, and make sure that you're debriefing in a positive way, asking for your teens' opinions first and avoiding the victim mentality. Which one will you implement first? And who are you going to recruit to help hold you accountable for that? It's going to be a great opportunity for you to progress and move forward. Parents, we believe in you. We know you're working so hard for your teens, and we are here to help you out. Thanks for being with us today on the Stop Parenting, Start Coaching podcast.
Nate Crandall and Steve Galley would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you love what you're experiencing and learning from the Stop Parenting and Start Coaching podcast, please like, comment, and or leave a glowing review of this episode and the show. And to further help Nate and Steve expand their reach and impact thousands of parents, athletes, and performers, please share the show and subscribe to the Stop Parenting and Start Coaching podcast channel on YouTube. And if you want to explore further to see what Nate and Steve are creating to help parents of athletes and performers everywhere, please visit their website at createtransformbecome.com. That's createtransformbecome, all one word, .com. There you will find a growing number of tools and resources to help you elevate your parenting. Thanks again for tuning in. Now go create a magical relationship with your athlete or performer.